All right, I want to talk about how we approach basketball training for a 7 to 10-year-old skill level. We had a ongoing membership program that we had piloted for over a year that really didn't work out the way we wanted it to. We had a lot of churn with players coming and going seasonally. We also had a really low entry level cost price point that I guess discouraged the commitment level that we wanted to see from players that are more serious about getting better. So we constantly had uh, temporary players that were not that serious, and we just really never got traction. So we paused for the summer, and we're now relaunching this fall with kind of a new approach to doing an evaluation first, make sure the player is at a level they can absorb what we're going to be working on with them, and also to just have a standard and expectation for where their attitude, their engagement, and their attention is, so that we can actually get a lot accomplished and hold ourselves to a higher standard by having players that are ready to take on the challenge. So I'm going to go through just a couple overviews of what we have in store for this age group, starting with the evaluation process. So if you're not familiar yet, we've developed our own SOX player rating system. SOX stands for the System for Objective Classification of Knowledge and Skill. So we're basically trying to grasp from a player on the court for about 30 minutes to an hour. How much have they played? Are they familiar with terminology? Are they familiar with some basic tactics with a teammate or two? And are they capable of a certain number of skills? Basically, 6 different situational skills is how we framed it. And then we basically have come up with, because everybody is relating to grade level typically to categorize their player, we went ahead and put each of these with kind of the skill equivalent for an age. And so that's how we talk about it. We try to separate the skill level from the age, because we have 8-year-olds that play at the 5-year-old level, and we have 9-year-olds that play at a 12-year-old or seventh grade level, and all over the place. Players progress a lot different rates as they're growing and their body's changing, and how much experience they've had and what coaching they've had. There's a lot of variables that play into that. And so the skill equivalent is what we're trying to tackle with this SOX rating system. What we're talking about for 7 to 10-year-olds is really going to be in the white or yellow sock category. So our evaluation is really, if you're a white sock, probably not yet for the Exploration League or for the Eureka series we're going to talk about in a minute. Yellow sock is really where we want you to be. Again, experience, capability, and really just learning ability. And so if you're not yet a yellow sock, we're going to recommend a program I'll talk about at the very end, kind of our starting point for our 4 to 6-year-olds before they've gotten to like K to second grade skill level. Here's where you can discover basketball with a parent by your side and coaches guiding the class, and really start to level up, put some pieces together so that you are a yellow sock, and then everything else is going to be a lot better experience for you. So let's dive into the model we're using for this age group, which I've spent a lot of time on thinking about. This applies to a lot of different ages, but this one most particularly, we need players to be in exploration mode. They need to be able to explore without the pressure of trying to win games, or even having 9 other people on the court where they get overwhelmed, and without standing still in line or standing still pounding a basketball, staring at the wall where boredom happens. We need them to be exploring and experimenting through trial and error to really have some success and have some fun, most importantly, so they can continue enjoying basketball and progress forward. So the 2 programs that we have for this age group, one we decided to call the Exploration League, just based out of this model. This is basically for all players that are in that age or skill equivalent of 7 to 10-year-old. Really, anybody that's a yellow sock is going to be welcome to come to this. It's $99 for 4 weeks. We've gone away from the membership model to just selling a 4-week package at a time. So you sign up for those 4, you come to those 4, and we're not really going to be doing makeup classes or credits. We're going to simplify it for both us and for our clients. You sign up for the month of September. If you know you're going to miss 2 weeks in September, then come to October instead and get those 4 weeks in a row. So for September, it's going to be Mondays, 4 to 5 p.m. Starts on September 9th. It's $99. You can sign up pretty straightforward to our website and book all 4 of those classes for September. The second class is part of our new Eureka series. So what I did a lot of thinking about over the summer while we were on pause, what is it that players really want, and what is the value that parents really need to see in order to make this work? Because the alternative that's out there that I see most programs in is what I call hope and sweat, right? And it's like you come, you show up, your player runs around, they do some stuff, they sweat a little bit, and we hope someday they're going to get something out of it and actually make some progress. And so, with the results we've been able to get with the right type of players and the right attitude and the right coaching, I really want to get completely away from that and just focus on results. And so I decided to call it the Eureka series because it's really the sensation that players talk about when they're with us is like, I found it. Like this was a vague thing that coaches kind of talked about and, asked me to do, but never explained it very well. And I was really missing a lot of the pieces. And now, I see how it works. I see how it connects to the bigger game I'm playing, and Eureka, I found it. And so those 2 aspects, results-based and getting the player really to experience that sensation of I found something really useful is what we're after. So basically each month we're going to have a different skill focus with a theme based around that, and kind of have the money back guarantee approach is like we guarantee you're going to double your range in 4 weeks or we'll give you your money back. And try to make that an easy thing for you as a parent to wrap your mind around, like, okay, this is what we're doing, this is what the expectation is. And in my experience, it's not that hard for us to accomplish this. Maybe sound wild to you as a parent, but double your range. If you're a 7 to 10-year-old, you're probably shooting from like 8 to 10 feet. And so we're going to move you from 8 to 10 feet to 16 to 20 feet. Like a 10-year-old should be able to shoot 3-pointers. And a 7-year-old should be able to shoot from about 16 feet in my experience. And, some of that'll depend on the size ball and the height of hoop that we're using to make it fit, where they're at physically. But this one's going to be held on Wednesdays. Again, the September module of this series is all about shooting, double your range in 4 weeks. So it's going to start September 4th. It's every Wednesday, 5 to 6 p.m. You're paying for 4 weekly sessions, and it's $125. You can sign up through the website. Again, pretty straightforward. You sign up for one thing, you're booked into all 4 classes, and you're good to go. The lower skill level, younger age group design that we have as a backup plan. So if your player went through our eval and ended up as a white sock, maybe they are 7, 8 years old, but they've never touched a basketball before in their lives, and they're not really ready for the exploration league, and they're not quite engaged enough or have enough context to benefit from the Eureka series and a shooting intensive course. And this is what we have for them instead. So this is actually coming out of my own son is now 5 years old and interested in basketball. We've come to the gym, periodically with him and he's making some good progress. And I think he's ready to have some friends to play with. And I see a lot of other players in this age group that need something for basketball. There's not a lot out there. And outside the 2 months of the rec program, they don't have the ability to really play basketball. And so we're trying to experiment with this, really piloting it this September to see how that can work. And so the first part is that it's going to be a parent and me class. So we're going to invite you as a parent to be on the court by your side of your player the whole time, so that you can kind of experience and learn alongside with them. And the hope really is that with that, you'll be able to go home and continue helping them throughout the week of like, remember that skill, how we practice it together? Like we can keep doing that. And we're also going to make it just super flexible. So we're going to do it only 3 Saturdays in September, mostly based on my personal schedule, because those are the 3 weeks that I can do it. And we're going to make it $10 to drop into any week. So you're really committing to 1 hour at a time when it works for you to come to the gym. We're going to have a wide range of different size basketballs, different weights of basketballs, different heights of hoops. And we're really going to just let them discover what all the different pieces of basketball are like. We'll have 2 or 3 kind of themes for the day that we're working through. And we're going to use our tag teach methodology for reinforcing correct attempts. So we're not going to care if they make it in the basket. We're going to focus on, did they take an attempt that was correct based on what we were asking of them? So you'll have a lot of fun as a parent getting to learn that methodology, how to reinforce them, how to keep it really positive and keep them feeling that they're moving forward all the time, and discovering basketball side by side. So look forward to seeing you there. If your player's in that category, this is where it really starts for them. So that's all I had to share for today. I wanted to make sure you guys understand how I'm looking at training for 7 to 10-year-olds, and then kind of what our expectations are as they go through each stage of our program. So that's it. I'll see you on the court soon.